welcome to another episode of Bottom of the Stream with Adam and Nick. My name is Adam.
My name's Nick. Welcome back. This is the place for you to get up to date with all the latest news stories in the world of streaming and movies. How are you, Adam?
I am great, thank you. How are you?
Also great.
Yeah?
Yes.
Good.
What have you been up to this week?
I don't do stuff, man.
Ah. What?
I spent £70 on a book.
Lovely.
That was quite cool.
Yeah.
We did a watch along on Sunday night.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Just rewind. What book?
It's a book about The Shining. I don't even know if it's got a title. It has got a title. It's a book about The Shining.
Yeah.
And it's like a 2-in-1 scrapbook / interviews with cast characters.
Sure.
Cast members, crew members.
How we made this thing.
And it comes in a lovely box.
It is very nice.
I might put some pictures in the Discord.
Okay.
It's Ross Cook's fault. He
Yeah.
makes me spend my money. He sent me the link. He's like, look at this. I was like, okay, now I've got to own that. Great. So yeah, I did that. We did a watch along on Sunday.
We did, yeah.
That was cool. So we'll talk maybe a bit more about that one later
Yeah.
on. That's it. I went out for a Turkish meal on Wednesday.
Very
that
nice.
was nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to Turkey in September, so I'm like practicing eating.
Good, yeah. Got to just prep for the
Yeah,
culture.
you got to like, I like meat.
Yeah.
And that's about it. What about you? What have you been up to?
I've been in London for the last couple of days.
Nice.
That was fun.
Been down to the big smoke.
I went to a place called Bubble Planet.
Bubble Planet.
Yeah.
What goes on in Bubble Planet?
There's various different rooms of bubbles.
Oh, okay.
So like one room it's got like an interactive floor, so you'll step on, like there's a show going on underneath you.
Yeah.
Like you step on the fish and the fish swim away.
Oh, okay,
and
yeah.
your footprints, and it's all lit up and it's all mirrored.
Nice. Sounds fun.
One was just a massive room full of balloons,
Nice.
which you just lob at each other.
Oh, that sounds cool.
I went in the biggest ball pit I've ever been in.
Nice.
Like literally sank.
Really?
Yeah, it was huge. It was like a warehouse room full of balls.
Wow.
So I had to swim through that. Try not to think about all the other people who probably
Yeah.
in that.
They're not the cleanest.
And-
I wonder how they clean them.
Yeah.
How
Got
do they clean their balls?
in a ball fight
Right.
with a load of people, lads.
Lads.
Just we were throwing balls at each other. That was fun.
Sounds good.
Um,
And this
Yeah.
is in London. This is like a
yeah,
thing
yeah, yeah.
that people do.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's one room that's all just like draped lights. It felt like it was in a Justin Timberlake video. Like, it was good. It was a good laugh.
Awesome.
Plenty of photo opportunities. Did a few other bits and bobs. Yesterday, I did notice a couple of two things that annoy me combined
Okay.
into
I
one
like
like uber.
So you were like
Annoying
super
thing.
annoyed.
Yes. So like people who are too old to wear replica football kits. That's the thing that annoys me.
Yeah.
I give it a bit of an allowance if you're actually at a football
If you're a game,
match.
yeah, that's fine. How old is too old? I think anything above
To
teenager.
wear full kit.
To wear full kit?
Yes.
Even teenagers too old, I think.
Yes.
Anything above 12.
Yes.
To wear just a shirt, anything above teenager, I
Okay.
think it's too much.
And
If you're not going to a game.
but I'm not talking about a football kit.
Okay.
So but I'm talking about that combined with driving nerds,
Right.
because
Don't tell me there was like F1 nerds in full like F1 outfits. No,
Yeah.
there was not.
yeah.
What?
Yeah. Like
What?
this I followed we were in one shop, and this family, like dad and two lads, and presumably their mum off somewhere else in embarrassment, because there was a whole family at one point. She wasn't in full kit, and baseball caps, t-shirts, like a tracksuit jacket and tracksuit trousers.
No.
Different teams as well.
What?
Yeah, like a racing driver would wear when they go to like
Yeah,
interviews and stuff, with all the sponsors and.
Ugh.
I was like, you're not sponsored by McLaren or whoever. What?
Why have you got a Shell logo on your arm?
Obviously, we're not big into sports.
No.
But I understand that. Yeah, we'll follow a football team. I understand why people support teams in sports. Why would you support a team in driving? That's just a business.
It's true.
That's not like a... I just don't understand.
Nor do I. I don't get F1 at all, and I don't understand that side of the fandom of it. You're just like wearing random petrol company logos on your arms and
Yeah,
stuff.
and cigarettes and
Yeah. Nah.
like,
Surely not.
yeah. It really blew my mind.
There's an F1 nerd in our Patreon. He can explain that to us.
Has he got a full kit?
Probably.
Right. It just blew my mind a bit. It was hot. It was one of those things, when you're like, oh, it's too hot to be cold, too cold to be hot.
Yeah.
And you're like, what am I supposed to wear?
London's always like that as well. Even if you go in the dead of winter,
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's too warm.
God damn it.
And then you go down on the tube and it's boiling down there. And
Yeah.
you get up and it's freezing.
A lot of dogs on this tube.
Dogs on the tube. Cool.
Yeah. My daughter made friends with some dogs.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah, it was fun.
Good memories. Building memories there.
Sure. Something like that. Should we crack on?
Yeah, let's crack on.
Okay, have we got a question of the week?
I have a question of the week for you.
Fantastic.
I've stolen it. I saw it somewhere else somewhere on the internet.
Good.
You have one wish.
Okay.
I'm going to grant you this wish. No strings. There are strings attached, but
I would expect
you
nothing less.
You get it no matter what.
Yeah.
But also 65% of the population also get it.
Okay.
And the other 35% of the population get the opposite.
Okay.
What do you wish for?
Oh, right. I thought you were going to give me something.
No, you can have anything.
Okay, I need to work this through in my head. Let me just repeat this back. So I'm in the 65%
Yep.
that gets this.
Whatever you wish for, you will get it. But so will 65% of the population of the world.
So if I wish for £1 million,
yeah,
I would get £1 million.
Yeah.
So would 65% of the population.
Yeah.
And
everybody else has no money whatsoever.
35% of the population would get no.
Would lose £1 million.
Would lose
whatever,
£1 million.
Whatever the debt that would put them in.
Right. Okay. Got ya.
You also don't want 65% of the population to be millionaires because that would crash economies.
Yeah.
And all sorts.
I'm just using it as an example. It's fine. That's tough. 35% is a lot of people. Like, because what if you said like
nobody knows? There's also a caveat of nobody knows why this has happened. They
Yeah.
just suddenly will have it or will not have
good
it.
thing. Because like you could say like peace.
Yeah.
But then 35%
We'll
of the
be at
people are
war
just kind of
constantly.
like beating each other up.
It's a tough one, isn't it?
Yes, because what are two things that are opposite but both good?
Yeah.
That's literally not what opposite is.
No.
So you'd have to do something stupid like I get a lifetime supply of polo mints.
Yeah.
And the 35% get a lifetime supply of what's the opposite of a polo mint?
Bad breath.
A bag of mints. I don't know.
They'll get bad breath forever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Not everything has an opposite either. So
that's true.
There's also that. That's the flaw in the question.
Because even if you say, "Oh God, yeah, this is pretty philosophical," have you had to think about it?
Yeah, no, not really. I only saw it earlier today, and I was like, well, I'll just brainstorm that live with you. The answer I saw on the internet was that somebody said they'd like the ability to fly, but there'd be a trigger that they'd have to do to make themselves fly, because then the other 65% wouldn't know what that trigger was, because they'd have that ability. But if it's like spin around 3 times, touch the floor, say a word, then you can fly. Nobody else knows that they can do that, and who does that? And then the rest of the population
like a real
can't fly.
Loophole.
Yeah.
So
the opposite of being able to fly is not being able to fly, which
why would you be the only one? That seems
That's the selfish way of looking at it.
That feels like the genie. If there's a genie granting this wish, would
it's the monkey's paw, isn't it?
Yeah, would go. Okay, so 65% of you are all going to fly, but you're the only one
who knows how to
the
trigger.
trigger.
Yeah.
I think genie's going. I'm calling bullshit on that.
Monkey's paw.
Yeah.
You're going to get the bad side effects to that.
Yeah.
But the opposite of being able to fly is not being able to fly, which is what people can already do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's not really a downside. You're just not giving nobody else is getting any advantage.
Yeah,
that was the answer I saw on with the question, but I didn't like it.
This should be like free biscuits,
and everybody else has to pay for biscuits.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I want something that is not going to cause war.
Yeah.
But
not crash economies. You can't wish for money because you would literally.
Yeah, exactly. But it's going to give me a slight
bonus
bump in life.
Yeah.
Fast pass to get to the front of queues.
But then everybody else is always at the back of queues.
Yeah.
which doesn't really work either because not everybody can be at the back of a queue.
It might
And
have to
not
be
every-
3 biscuits.
If you're 65% of people are always at the front of the queue, how are you?
Yeah,
You're not going to be the only one in that queue.
Your queue's going to be 35% shorter.
Yeah, but also there's 65 people who are not at the front of the queue who should be. Because not everybody can be at the front of the queue. You'd have to have 65 individual queues.
Depends where the front finishes, I suppose.
At the first.
I feel it might have to be something like,
It's got to be something silly, hasn't it?
Yeah.
To not like break everything.
Yeah. I never lose a sock.
You never lose a sock,
Yeah.
but everybody else can never find theirs.
Or yeah, they're never unpaired or something like that. I've never got odd socks. Never lose a sock in the wash.
Okay. But everybody else loses socks every time they wash them.
Yeah.
That's mean.
That'd be really
You have to
annoying.
buy so many socks.
Yeah. Yeah, but they would still have socks.
Yeah, but every time they wash them, they'd lose one.
Yeah. But you tend to wash a lot of your socks together.
True.
So it'd be a slow annoyance as well.
It would be really annoying.
I will go with that.
Okay. Good one. Right, so let's get on with this show.
But I don't want anyone to find out that's me.
No,
who's
nobody will
done
ever know that you did it.
I don't want like some
That's why I think the trigger word's like an interesting
horrible
thing
sock
because
nerds
nobody
coming
knows
to my
that you've
door.
done this. So you could have that trigger action and keep it for yourself.
Yeah.
As long as you can find something that nobody's going to... It's going to annoy everybody
But
else.
if you were doing that, it needs to be something that surely someone would... Spinning around 3 times, touching your toes,
yeah.
someone else will do that at some point in their life.
Suddenly go, fuck, I can
yeah,
fly.
exactly.
Yeah.
It would need to be really specific.
But they'd have to know why they suddenly... What they did then to trigger that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because just by law of averages, someone will do that.
Yeah, you've got to be really
sequence.
specific with it. Put trigger words in there and all sorts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Let us know in the Discord if you come up with any better answers. Right.
Good.
Shall we start our show proper?
Let's do some news. So
Some news.
we'll start this week with some Netflix news.
Okay.
And hot property Julia Garner,
Okay.
soon to be seen in the Fantastic Four.
Yep.
Has signed on to a new Netflix limited series. She also was in the very successful Netflix series Inventing Anna. Remember that
She
one?
was, yeah.
A couple of years
She's
ago.
in everything.
Yeah, she's everywhere at the minute. She will star alongside Anthony Boyle from Masters of the Air in The Altruists, a new 8-episode limited series coming to Netflix about Sam Bankman-Fried and Caroline Ellison. These are the pair of young idealists who tried to remake the global financial system in the blink of the eye and ended up seducing, coaxing and teasing each other into stealing $8 billion from the world's banks. This will be showrun by Graham Moore, who was one of the guys behind the Imitation Game movie.
Okay.
Again, a few
Good
years
film.
ago now. And Jacqueline Hoyt, who was behind The Leftovers
Oh, yeah.
as well.
Okay, that sounds interesting.
More told to them for nearly 3 years now, Sam and Caroline's story has been my daily obsession. I'm grateful to my friends at Netflix and Higher Ground Productions for loving this story, not only as much as I do, but in the same way that I do. And we can't wait to show you all why.
Okay. That sounds good. I like the idea of that.
Yeah.
It's to Dumb this weekend, isn't it? The live
It is.
Netflix broadcast.
Yes, it is. Which I'm interested to see how they make that different from the upfronts, which was 2 weeks ago.
I think you'll get more trailers, and
I think
it's
so.
all going to be trailers and things, isn't it?
Because I haven't got this in the news, but the trailer came out, I think it was yesterday, the first look at the Thursday Murder Club.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, I know it's hard to tell from a trailer.
Yeah.
Just looks like a TV show, not this huge movie. Because this is a quaint little English.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll do huge numbers, but it just, yeah.
Well, we'll have all the to Dumb news next week, I guess.
We will. Netflix have also announced via their website that season 2 of A Man on the Inside has started filming. We've got a bit more info on the synopsis for it and some new casting news as well. So, in season 2, Ted Danson's character will be going undercover at a college
Okay.
to crack a new case. which is interesting.
That is interesting. It goes the other way from an old people's home to a college.
Yes, presumably joining the staff in some way.
I'd love it if he's pretending to be a teenager.
Like 21 Jump Street.
Yeah.
But like taking
With Ted Danson.
That'd be amazing.
Hey, fellow teens.
Yeah, exactly. Also joining the cast for season 2 of this, Gary Cole.
Okay.
Max Greenfield.
Nice.
Off of Unfrosted recently.
Yeah.
New Girl's probably most famous for.
Yeah.
Jason Mantzoukas.
Who's just in everything.
He is. Very much in a Netflix staple in Big Mouth.
Yeah. I've not seen the new series of that yet. I need to get on that.
Mary Steenburgen, because she's in everything Ted Danson's in, being married to him.
Yeah.
It always happens. And Dropout's own Lisa Gilroy.
Oh, really?
Also joining the cast.
Awesome.
For season 2.
I really enjoyed season 1 of Inside Man, so
I did as well.
Forward to that.
I did as well.
Yeah, it was great.
I got a pretty quick renewal as well.
Yeah,
didn't it?
Pretty much straight away, wasn't it?
So that has just started production in the last week or so. So I would imagine we will see that in about a year.
Yeah, I would think so. Next summer.
Yeah. Good.
Cool. What's next?
Next, we have news on a new Apple TV series.
Okay.
Starring Very Busy Man, who, honestly, this guy must have made a wish to have more than 24 hours in a day. I swear. And that man is Stephen Graham.
How?
He has signed up to a new limited series, which is as yet untitled, but it is based on a series of novels by Lars Kepler. Stephen Graham is going to play the bad guy in this series.
Surprise, surprise.
Which will also star Liev Schreiber.
Okay, good name.
And Zazie Beetz.
Oh, wicked.
Liev Schreiber.
Wicked. I don't say wicked.
Will star as Jonah Lynn, the ex-soldier turned homicide detective who, tired of working the tough streets of Philadelphia, moves to a small town in western Pennsylvania for a quiet life. But the town and his family come under attack from the diabolically cunning serial killer Jurek Volta, played by Stephen Graham.
Okay.
Jonah must protect all that he holds dear when the desperate search for Jurek's last missing victim forces Jonah to send his adopted daughter, FBI agent Bauer, played by Zazie Beetz, up against the serial killer. How far will he go?
Agent Bauer? Like off 24?
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. It sounds like Stephen Graham's going to be doing some sort of accent again.
Well, it's...
With a name like that.
Yeah, I mean, the novels are all sort of Scandinavian.
Okay.
So how much of that is transposed over.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
Sounds good.
Just so busy, that guy.
Yeah, he never stops.
Just does not stop. Netflix has also revealed that season 2 of The Gentleman has begun filming.
Okay.
As well.
I never watched the first series of that.
Do you know what? I never finished it. I watched the first 3 or 4 episodes and just dropped off. I know I enjoyed what I'd seen. But yeah, just never went back. Essentially, the whole cast from season 1 is returning, but also joining it for season 2. Hugh Bonneville.
Okay. I thought he was already in it, I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
It seems like the sort of name that would be in it.
Professional boxer Chris Eubank Jr.
Okay.
And Love Island host Maya Jama.
Interesting.
They've all been cast in season 2.
Right. Okay. Why not?
Guy Ritchie said, "I'm delighted to return to set for season 2 of The Gentleman. This chapter sees a deliberate expansion both geographically and thematically as we journey from the English countryside to the Italian lakes. I'm thrilled to be once more collaborating with this exceptional cast and crew."
Okay. Different.
It did good numbers though, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It was in
Worldwide.
the top 10 for a long time.
Yeah. I tell you something else.
Yep.
That I overheard whilst I was just going about my business in London.
Okay.
Was a group in front of us talking about how good Karate Kid Legends is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which leads into the fact that Ralph Macchio has been doing some press, obviously, because of the release of that movie.
Yeah, he has. I mean, I've seen him and Jackie Chan get wheeled out a bit.
Okay. And a couple of really interesting things from a couple of interviews he's been doing was that he started filming, he was on set for Karate Kid Legends 48 hours after wrapping the last shot of Cobra Kai.
Really? Wow. He's never getting away from that character, is he?
He had a weekend off.
And then went straight back to work.
And was right back in Daniel San's shoes.
Wow.
And he's also said that whether he's taking fine, no one else is going to take the credit for it. He's saying, when I initially heard that Karate Kid Legends was slated for a December the 13th, 2024 release, I had to scream constantly every day that the movie had to come out after Cobra Kai had finished, not before.
Makes sense.
And he then said, as once marketing got together and realised that it would be no benefit, we shifted it until May 2025. I now believe Karate Kid Legends is coming at a time when Cobra Kai fans are also thirsty for another chapter.
That's also true as well, isn't it? It's like Cobra Kai's got this new audience to Karate Kid.
Yeah, but I struggle to have this image of Ralph Macchio standing at the head of some boardroom.
Going, you can't do this.
Going like, am I the only one who sees this is a bad idea?
Yeah. Good point. Well made.
Yeah. This thing, I wasn't sure how this all landed, but this thing's set a couple of years after the end of Cobra Kai.
Okay.
Apparently, within the universe.
So it is all in the same universe.
Yeah. And Macho, again, he's got his eye on his next job. He's obviously had a few more weeks off now. Because he sort of says that, various options on the table for Cobra Kai spin-offs.
You can't imagine him ever playing anything else, can you?
No.
You just can't. He would always just go back to that.
Yeah.
That well.
Which is great for him.
Yeah.
Because...
Why not?
I mean, although it's interesting, isn't it? Because you have someone like Mark Hamill, who for years and years had a similar sort of thing, didn't he? Like, that's just Luke Skywalker. And it's only sort of recent years. I know he's got aboard the Mike Flanagan Friends Express. Yeah. But he's popping up in other stuff. Whereas Macho, you can't ever see breaking out to other stuff.
I'm not 100% sure I've ever seen him do anything not Cobra Kai related.
I've seen him guest star,
not like... Has he ever led a film that's not Karate Kid?
Not that.
Or a TV show?
Not that I recall.
He must have, but there must be there's a load of B movies or something he's done, but I don't think I've ever seen him do anything that's not Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
Karate Kid.
When he next needs another story on his house, on his mansion.
He's done all right out of one character.
Yeah. Damn right.
One character living.
Damn right.
I wonder who has made the most money out of only playing one character.
It'll be it would be Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, but he's but he's played other
stuff.
stuff. I'm thinking
oh, you mean just
only ever really played one? You're famous for one character and one character only.
Yeah. I
mean, I know Robert Downey Jr. has not done a lot of other stuff, but he has done. He did Sherlock Holmes and stuff, didn't he? It'd be interesting to try and figure it out.
Yeah, that is a good question for the Discord.
Yeah.
Who can you think of?
Be good real talk.
It would, yeah. Okay. Next story is that, according to Deadline, so Alex Garland, his next movie, is an adaptation of Elden Ring.
Okay, yeah.
Which is that video? I think that's a video game.
It is.
But based on some George R.R. Martin.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how it works.
It's a pretty big thing, isn't
it? Yeah. They're all in the same universe as well. There's quite a few different games, I think.
So Alex Garland is going to direct an A24 produced movie on that property.
A24 just make all movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
And according to Deadline, he is in talks to lead said movie with Netflix starlet Kit Connor.
Okay. Awesome.
Which
good for him.
Feels like, that is prepping some prime nerd points.
Yeah, definitely.
Is it? I presume it's like a fantasy slashing.
Yeah, I think
swords
so.
And
I don't know a lot about it, but I think it is like dragons and shit.
Okay. The game is based on a story written by George R.R. Martin,
Okay.
who
I don't think I knew that.
he just does anything that's
Not Game of Thrones.
to avoid finishing that novel that
The Winds
people
of
have been
Winter.
waiting for like 15 years for it or something.
Yeah. That's not. It's never happening.
And it's not even their last book.
No,
is
it's
it? I think
not.
it's the penultimate
I think so.
Game of Thrones book. Is that's what it's supposed to be? I've never once fancied reading them.
No, not me.
Okay. Let's move on to other busy man. But this kind of feels like man just being busy until his bubble bursts. Because people are starting to cotton on. And that is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Obviously, he's obviously got this shift now, hasn't he? He's done all his blockbuster stuff.
Yeah.
He's still got this live action Moana, which is sort of had to go back for reshoots.
Yeah.
And things like that. He's got the Safdie movie coming up.
Yeah.
The Smashing Machine, which is the biopic of the MMA fighter. And he has also now announced that he is staying with A24 after the Smashing Machine is finished, because he has signed up to co-star in Breakthrough, a psychological thriller.
Really?
Yeah, apparently so.
That's the last genre I'd expect to see him in.
Set in the turn of the millennium Southern California, the story of Breakthrough follows an alienated young man who comes under the influence of a motivational guru whose intoxicating charm masks his morally questionable methods of manipulation and his own concealed darkness.
Yeah.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson will play the guru.
I figured.
I thought you would.
I didn't think he was going to play the young man.
No director as yet on board, but
How are we casting with no director?
because he's gone,
it's The Rock.
I'll be in this if we get it made.
Yeah.
And he can do that still, can't he?
Yeah.
And he'll probably get a friend to direct it. Who knows? October the 3rd is when the Smashing Machine comes out.
Yes.
In the States. Have you seen the trailer for it?
I haven't seen the trailer. I've seen some pictures.
Yeah.
Because he looks very different to how he normally looks.
Yeah.
Which is unusual for The Rock, because he usually just wears the same clothes in every film he's in.
I will happily eat my words if he can put in a shift and do some proper acting.
It's not happening.
But
fuck that guy.
We'll see. Next piece of news is the next project underway from Colin Trevorrow.
Okay.
Obviously, his breakthrough years and years ago was Safety Not Guaranteed.
Yes, I knew their name.
And he has since he did the first Jurassic World movie, which obviously made like $1 billion. Then he came back for the last Jurassic World movie, which made like
$1 billion.
No, that one did
it
as well.
Okay.
Because in the middle he was supposed to do a Star Wars. I think it was the third Star Wars that J.J. Abrams had to go back to do.
Yeah.
Because he fell out with Disney, I think, and it all went a bit wrong. Well, he has announced his next project, which he will direct and will be produced by Metronome, which is his production company. But Ryan Reynolds also has a stake in that production company as well. So Ryan Reynolds will executively produce this next project. It's as yet untitled, but is a alien movie.
Right.
Set in, not as in Alien, the franchise.
Say, not in the franchise.
As in just about aliens. Set in the 1980s, this project will follow local Las Vegas TV news journalist who first breaks the story of Area 51. Area 51 feels like a retro
Proper
thing
retro, isn't it?
to make movies
It
about.
does. That's like a 90s thing.
Yeah, sure. And like a sci-fi channel
Yeah.
staple for years and years.
Yeah, long
years.
time. The X-Files made Area 51 famous, and then everybody made films about it, and now it feels retro.
Well, it's coming back. Yeah, we're getting a whole new movie about it.
Awesome. That sounds good.
I mean, it's still there.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, still there. You remember that time? There was not long ago when everybody was going to invade it and break in. And
Yeah,
that just never happened. Nobody turned up.
Paul was probably the last Area 51
Yeah.
movie.
Probably was. I don't like that movie.
Paul?
Yeah.
No, I don't really either. There's.
We watched it not long ago together, didn't we? We were at that.
Did
We were at a house.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was on.
Yeah.
A house. We're at somebody's house, not just a random house.
Simon Pegg stuff that I really like.
Yeah.
It's stuff that I don't like he's been in. I really dislike.
He's a very Marmite guy, isn't he? He's like,
It's not always him that I dislike.
No, it's not. It's his projects are always either great or not great.
Yeah.
He doesn't do anything in the middle. Shaun of the Dead is brilliant.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can really think.
Hot Fuzz is brilliant.
No.
But Paul is like...
mediocre.
Yeah.
World's End's terrible.
It's like, I don't think he's great in Star Trek.
I haven't really seen the Star Trek films.
Or Mission Impossible.
Yeah, he plays that same sort of character in both of them, doesn't he? Yeah. Mid.
Paul's not great.
Paul's not great.
There was a couple of like, and then he led a few British movies. Like, was the one where he has to run a marathon.
Run Fat Boy Run.
Yeah, that's not great.
That's not great. Is that Dylan Moran in that with him?
Yeah,
I think it is.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to him? His star shone bright for a few years and then
it did,
went out, didn't it?
I don't know what happened to that guy.
We probably cancelled him.
Deadline and is predicting. Well, they're not predicting. They are reporting that the box office business in the United States for 2025 is currently projected to be the biggest year since COVID.
Okay, that's good news.
A projected 4.2 billion box office across 2025.
Okay,
that has been very much helped over the last couple of weeks by the live action remake from Disney of Lilo and Stitch.
It's doing good numbers.
Which is doing huge numbers, considering this is a movie. And I think this is quite interesting to reflect on. That original didn't do great guns at the cinema, but is held in high regard critically and by fans. I'm talking about the original.
Yeah.
And that little Stitch alien thing is everywhere and has been for years. There is so much merch.
Yeah, there is.
With that
There's
thing.
a merch machine, Stitch.
Yeah.
This movie
that has all
fail,
just laid the groundwork for the huge numbers this thing's done.
Yeah. It couldn't fail, this movie.
Yeah. And it has set several records in the States over the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
I'll run through a couple of them.
Go for it.
According to Deadline. So the biggest 4-day Memorial Day weekend box office ever.
Okay.
182.6 million. 24 million past the previous record holder, which was Top Gun Maverick.
Right.
3 years ago.
Wow.
The biggest ever opening for a movie from Rideback Productions, beating It Chapter 1.
Really?
Again, by about $25 million. I like this. This might be my favourite one. The biggest opening ever for the director, Dean Fleischer.
Right.
His previous biggest opening... So, bear in mind, we just had $182 million.
Yeah.
His previous biggest opening, $159,000.
Oh, wow. That's quite the increase.
But when you hear what it was for...
Go on.
You might go, it makes sense he's got this job. Marcel the Shell with shoes
on. Okay.
Was his previous movie.
What a wonderful film that is. It does explain why he's got that job.
The biggest 3-day opening for a PG movie in May.
Okay. I love when people just make up records. Yeah. It's my favourite thing.
Beating Shrek the Third.
Right.
A record that has stood since 2007.
Wow.
The biggest 4-day Memorial Weekend in the US box office for any movie.
Wow, okay.
Beating Fast and the Furious 6.
Okay, that's not really a made-up record. That's pretty cool.
Second biggest. That's not really a record. It's second biggest.
Yeah, second biggest.
Second biggest 4-day holiday opening.
Right.
Just behind Black Panther.
Okay.
And the second biggest opening of the year so far. Just behind
Minecraft.
Yeah. So I think both of those movies, both Lilo and Stitch and Minecraft, are examples of movies that have done much better than was anticipated.
Yeah, Minecraft's up near $1 billion already.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely done better than people were expecting. People were slating that before it came out.
Yeah. And after it came out. But kids got money, man.
Yep, certainly do. It's the most successful video game of all time.
So yeah, the box office might be back.
Good. That's good to know.
See what happens through this year. And the last piece of news. Were you aware of the golden trailers?
No.
Okay. So this week was the annual Golden Trailer Awards.
Okay.
They're awards handed out for the best trailers of the year.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to hear some of the winners?
Yes.
Okay. Good. I'm glad
Who
you
gets
do.
this award? The people who put the trailers together?
Yeah, I think so. How many editions of this award ceremony do you think there have been? Because this was quite a landmark anniversary.
I think this was the 25th anniversary.
Exactly.
Was it really?
It was the 25th
Wow.
Golden Trailer Award ceremony.
What a great guess that was.
And they're broken down into sort of category of movie.
Right.
Which kind of, I would have...
Yeah.
Give out a few more interesting Oscars. Do that. Give it like best action, best... do it by genre. Let's have some of that. The best action trailer of the year went to Ballerina.
Right.
From Lionsgate. The best animation or family trailer went to How to Train Your Dragon.
Okay.
The best documentary trailer went to Jim Henson Idea Man, which is an upcoming documentary for Disney Plus.
Yep.
The best drama trailer went to The Brutalist.
Okay.
Best fantasy / adventure trailer, Wicked.
Right.
Best horror trailer, Sinners.
So the same films that are winning awards are also the films that are winning trailer awards.
Best music for a trailer,
Yeah.
Mickey 17.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
maybe not then.
Best video game trailer,
Oh,
that's included as well. Call of Duty Black Ops 6.
right.
Most original trailer, I think this is the big one because this
Right.
is like encompasses all genres. 28 years later.
Oh, right.
Took
Yeah,
that
that's a good
one
trailer,
home.
to be fair.
Best teaser.
Oh.
So that's like the mini. Best teaser went to M3 GAN 2.
Oh, okay. And Freegan too.
And then there's even awards for TV trailers.
Of course there is.
Best comedy for a TV / streaming series. That went to The Studio.
Okay, yeah. That's supposed to be really good, that.
Best trailer for a drama TV series went to Severance.
Right.
And best in show.
Best trailer overall?
Yeah.
For everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
28 years later.
Really?
So
It was a good
did
trailer.
the door,
to be fair.
most original and best in show.
Best in show.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, I'd love to. That's the award ceremony I want to go to.
Is it really?
Yeah. I've decided.
Okay.
Golden trailers.
I like it.
I want to know what the trophy looks like. I want to know if they actually get a little trailer.
Little trailer.
Like a
Little
caravan.
lorry.
Yeah. We'll find it and we'll put it in the Discord.
Definitely.
That's all the news.
Excellent. Well done. Have you watched anything good at the top of the stream?
I've watched a couple of things.
Okay. What have you been watching?
You actually do get a trailer.
Oh, do you actually? Amazing.
I will post that in the Discord. I've still been watching Black Mirror, which I probably don't want to bang on too much about, but I've now done 4 seasons.
Okay.
I've already caused chaos in the Discord by updating my ranking.
You've picked the worst episode as your favourite. Or what's generally considered the worst episode
I loved it.
as your favourite. Machine Head.
Yeah. Metalhead.
Metalhead.
This is a woman getting chased by a killer dog for
yeah.
40 minutes.
Is it
What is
black
not
and white
to
as well,
like?
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that one when it came on.
Yeah.
It's memorable. I finished season 2 now.
Okay.
Did watch Last Christmas. It's
Did you still enjoy it?
Yeah, it's the best one so far.
Good.
But yeah, it's really good.
Okay.
I was getting it mixed up with the Christmas episode of Inside Number 9.
Okay.
That's what I think I was expecting to come on, and then it didn't. I was like, oh yeah, of course, that's a completely different show.
But that is the one that was at the top of my list. So
Yes.
yeah. Fine.
It's definitely the best one.
And then, like I say, I've been out and about this week, so I've not watched too much. I have watched Virgin Island.
Have you?
Yeah.
Why?
That's my missus wanted to watch it. I was like, yeah, okay, let's watch it.
Okay.
Which is Channel 4. I thought it was a reality show.
Yeah.
They're sort of claiming it's a documentary
Right.
because there isn't like a competition element to it.
Okay.
Which was
It's
my
not the first to get laid wins.
Yeah, that was my perception of it. But this is more... So a load of virgins get taken to a luxurious island resort.
Yeah.
and then have to do an increasingly embarrassing load of classes with sexperts,
Right.
like getting comfortable with their own bodies, each other's bodies, and like, so like some of these sex teachers, right? Who the lead one is clearly like who they modelled Gillian Anderson off in.
Oh, really?
Sex education, by the way. But some of these members of staff are there to actually like go the whole way, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. It's great. I thought they're just going to be talking about, and you know, but no, yeah, some of them are there to enact the.
Oh, it makes me feel really icky. I don't like that.
It's not. I mean, putting aside the whole, why the hell would you go on this?
Yes.
Because like, or if it's like, oh, this is not as exploitative as I thought. It's quite sweet, and some of the people on it are quite sweet. And I was like, well, yeah, they are, but you're telling me that guy who's just got laid by that sex teacher is sitting at home watching this with his, like,
That's
I'm
it.
on TV today.
He's got to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. He's like working in a bank or something.
Yeah. I always think that when there's like naked attractions on, it's like these people have got to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
And everybody around them has now seen everything. It's like, it makes me really depressed. I don't like it.
So it wasn't what I thought it was.
Yeah.
But it was a kind of sort of, oh my God, why would you do this?
Why would you do this to yourself?
I've watched.
People will do anything to get on TV,
this.
and it's quite depressing.
Yeah. Don't bother with that.
I will not. Don't you worry.
How about you?
I saw a clip of it on Gogglebox. I was like, "Yep, that's not for me."
But it wasn't what I thought. Yeah, it wasn't this sort of weird Netflix reality thing, which was what I thought it was going to be.
Okay, cool.
How about you?
I have taken on board a recommendation from yourself.
Okay.
Started and finished 4 seasons.
Oh, excellent. What did you think?
I thought it was excellent from start to finish.
Were you surprised how good it was?
Yes, very.
Like,
I had no right to be as good as it was. I was actually, giving no spoilers away, but I was actually quite gutted at the ending.
Yeah, me too.
I was like, oh.
Didn't see
that coming at all.
No.
It really made me like contemplate life and things. I'm like, I don't want to be thinking about that sort of thing happening to people I know. And it's like, I thought it was brilliant. I thought everybody in it was great. Common Domingo is incredible.
He's so good in it.
So good. Tina Fey's great in it. Steve Carell, everybody's great in it. Will Forte is brilliant in it. I thought it was really. I don't think they could really put a foot wrong with it.
It really nailed the mix of it was funnier than I thought it was going to be.
100%.
And it was much more emotional than it was. I thought it was going to be. I was more invested than I thought it was going to be.
And
the concept worked really well.
Yes, it did. 4 different holidays, 4 different seasons.
Yeah.
It's just unrealistic that you'd get that many people together 4 times a year. It's just not happening. Yeah, I'm going to tell my mum and dad to watch it. I think they'd love it. I think it's just a really funny, great, really heartfelt TV show, and it really did get me in the end. And I'm like, this is actually quite emotional.
Yeah.
And oh yeah, it's great. I loved it. I'm interested to see how they're going to do the second season.
Yes.
I don't know how that works logistically,
because I feel like they've got to finish the story. Because I was reading some stuff about this, and someone commented, "Oh, well, maybe it's not. Maybe it won't carry on. Maybe it'll be a anthology and it'll be a different group." I was like, "No,
you're not giving that cast
story to."
If your show's been renewed, you are not giving that cast away, because everyone in it is brilliant.
Yeah, and there's again, not to give too much away, there's things to still be resolved.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah,
it was great. I couldn't recommend it enough. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
it isn't the sort of show I normally would have watched, but
I would say the
recommendation put it over the edge.
Well, it wasn't just me in the Discord that made me watch it. A couple of people in the Discord said the same.
Yeah, I've done the whole season in a week. Yeah. It was great. I'm gonna miss it.
Yeah,
it was really good. I also on Saturday watched Fear Street Prom Queen.
Oh, how was that?
It was okay. It was just a standard slasher movie. There was no High school prom. Guy going around killing all the candidates for prom queen on the night of the prom.
Yeah.
The only issue with it, my big issue with it, is in a slasher film, you have to know that there's peril. And yet none of these girls knew that the other girls were being killed.
Right.
Really, until quite near the end.
Okay.
So he was like taking them aside, murdering them. And then the prom was still going on. And I'm like, there's no peril
probably
here.
Just gone to the toilet.
Yeah, these people are not even really missing each other, because they all hated each other as well, so it didn't matter. And it felt like we've got this franchise here, it felt like somebody had written a horror movie and they'd shoehorned in the Fear Street thing to it. It could have been completely separate. And it was just a bit meh for me. Some of the kills are quite good, quite imaginative.
But step down from the trilogy.
A step down from the trilogy, and it's just a case of let's keep going with this franchise. And
Yeah.
you didn't need to. It could have just been a standalone horror movie. So I did watch that. And the only other thing we watched was in the Discord on Sunday night. We did a watch along.
We did.
On Ross Cook's recommendation, we watched Troll 2.
Which, now, I can tell I've been doing this show too long because this is widely regarded as one of the worst films ever.
Yes, there's even a documentary about it called Worst Film Ever or something.
I thought it was absolutely fine.
I thought it was really
on the curve that we watch stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that bad.
It was one of the better watch-along films we've ever done.
Yeah.
Which doesn't say much for the other films that we've done. It's still generally terrible.
Yeah,
film,
It's still a terrible film.
It's one of those films that's really entertaining to watch with other people. I think if you'd sit on your own and watched it, you probably would have gone, what am I watching now? I'm turning this off. I've got better things to do in my life. But sitting with a group of people watching it, having a laugh, that's what it should be for.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's really entertaining. And to learn that the kid who is in it grew up to direct Girlfriend's Day was like a crazy fact.
Absolutely amazing.
It has a link to our show.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really interesting.
And he also directed the
documentary movie about it, which I am going to watch at some point.
Yeah.
I think it's called Worst Movie Ever. It's a documentary. It came out about 2009, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah. But no, I thought it was fine. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed doing those watch-alongs.
The trolls look terrible.
Yes. They weren't even trolls. They were goblins.
Yeah.
It's only called Troll 2 because they wanted a sequel to Troll.
Yeah.
And they just made this other film.
It was on the shelf.
That was on the shelf and just rebadged it. They're not even referred to as trolls in the film. They're goblins. So yeah, it was good fun.
Yeah. Everyone had a good time.
Come along to our Discord if you want to join in on our watch-alongs. We usually do them. We say first Sunday of every month, but they get moved around a bit. But there's a Sunday night during the month one will happen.
Exactly.
Cool. Right.
Excellent.
How are we doing for time? 47 minutes in. Shall we see what's coming to Netflix UK in June?
Oh, let's do that.
Okay, I've got a page here. Are you ready for some Netflix stuff?
Hit me up.
June the 3rd, 2025, Sarah, Woman in the Shadows, Season 1 is coming, which is an Italian crime drama about Teresa, a retired intelligence operative haunted by her son's premature death, who returns to spycraft to unravel the mystery. Why the show called Sarah and the character's called Teresa, I don't know, but that's what it says. A Brazilian action drama is coming, which is called Criminal Code. That focuses on federal police officers whose investigation into a crime slowly unearths the larger crime of the century. That's on June the 4th. On the same day as Power Moves with Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, nice. What the hell's that?
A documentary featuring Shaquille O'Neal as he takes on the role of president of Reebok Basketball, aiming to revitalise the brand. I did not know that he was president of Reebok.
No, I had no idea.
Ginny and Georgia Season 3 is coming. I think we know what that is. KO is a French crime drama where a former fighter takes on the violent gangs of Marseille while searching for his missing son of an opponent he accidentally killed years ago. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's on June the 6th.
Sounds like it could be bottom of the stream candidate.
It does. Straw is a thriller directed by Tyler Perry, centered on a desperate single mother pushed to a breaking point.
Okay.
It's a big weekend in the WWE. They've got 2 events on over 2 days, Worlds Collide and Money in the Bank. That's happening. Trainwreck, the Astro World story is coming. That is a documentary investigating the 2021 Astro World tragedy. Season 2 of Fubar is coming.
Oh, is that coming back?
Yeah, an action comedy starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and Monica Barbaro.
That's another one I watched the first couple of and then never finished.
I think I finished it. I can't remember. That seems a long time ago since that came out.
Yeah.
The Waterfront Season 1 is coming on June the 19th, a crime drama set in North Carolina about the Buckley family struggle to revitalise their crumbling fishing empire.
Yeah, that's the Kevin Williamson series.
June the 20th, K-pop Demon Hunters is coming, which is a South Korean animated film about K-pop idols who secretly hunt demons.
Nice.
Olimpo is a limited series it's a Spanish sports drama where Amia, a swimmer at a prestigious school, discovers that her teammates are improving at an incredibly suspicious rate.
Okay.
There's a Trainwreck Poop Cruise is coming, which is a documentary series. I don't want to know what that is. That's on June the 24th. And on June the 27th, this is the big one of the month, I guess, Squid Game Season 3.
It is.
The final season of the popular dystopian thriller where Si Jong-hun's failed rebellion leads to ever deadlier games for the remaining contestants. June the 27th, that's good. Is that the full season or are we getting halves again? I'm not sure. Doesn't say here. I assume we're getting in pieces.
No, I don't.
Are we not?
think so.
Oh, okay, that's surprising me.
But
It doesn't say here. But
they could always change.
it could. Cool, that's it. That's everything that's come in.
Okay.
It's a bit of a quieter month, but Squid Game's your big one that month, I guess.
Yeah, it's clear the decks for Squid Game, isn't it?
Unless you want to watch Trainwreck Poop Cruise.
I
don't want to know what that is, but it's a documentary.
I'm not committing until I find out more about it.
There's a few Trainwreck things coming because there's one called Trainwreck Mayor of Mayhem.
Okay.
And then there's another one, Trainwreck the Astro World Tragedy. But they all just say a documentary series. So whether they're like a group, the same group of documentary makers, or they're in the same series, I don't know. But there's a few of them coming.
It'll be similar to they have the Untold series, which are all sports documentaries.
Yeah,
I would imagine.
I guess it is. Cool. Right. I think that's our episode complete.
Lovely. Good stuff.
Do you want to tell the people what we're watching on Thursday on our movie show?
I do. So come back on Thursday to find our podcast feed where we will be talking about a police crime drama movie.
Yeah, we will. It's not something we do very often, but we've done a few. But
We've done a few, but not. I wouldn't say regularly. And this one stars none other than Dennis Quaid.
It does.
Who I'm almost feel surprised this is his first appearance on Bottom.
When I was watching it, I was like, "How has this guy never been on our show before?"
Yeah,
it's from 2009,
and the movie is called, depending on which region you are in, either Horsemen, or Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
Yes, we're going with Horsemen because that's what the title card in the movie says. So we're going with that. So yeah, we'll be back on Thursday on our podcast to talk to you about that. In the meantime, do all the things on here, like, subscribe, tell your nan, press the bell button, whatever that does, leave a comment, do everything you can do on YouTube and all the different podcast apps. You can even comment on Spotify now, apparently.
Yeah.
That's a thing. So yeah, go out and do all of that, and then we'll be back on Thursday for our movie show and next Monday for another episode of this.
Cheers!
Bye!